Hello, everyone. I hope everybody's doing well. It's a beautiful day today. So let us continue with our devotions. Today's devotional is from Colossians 1:15 through 20, followed by reflection by Reverend Bill Somplatsky-Jarman. He is in the image of the invisible God, the firstborn of all creation. For in him all things in heaven and on earth were created, things visible and invisible, whether thrones or dominions or rulers or powers. All things have been created through him and for him. He himself is before all things, and in him all things hold together. He is the head of the body, the church. He is the beginning, the firstborn from the dead, so that he might come to have first place in everything. For in him all the fullness of God was pleased to dwell, and through him God was pleased to reconcile himself all things, whether on earth or in heaven, by making peace through the blood of his cross. Now reading the second reading. High on the mountainside, about 10,000 feet above the sea level, we climbed steadily upward. The top of the Mount Wheeler loomed above, a sheer face dropping down toward a glacier and the talus slope of a glacial moraine. A forest of bristlecone pine, the oldest living things on Earth, dating back 4,500 years. The oldest grow in the harshest of conditions, forced by wind and water to grow slowly through a density of wood that resists invading disease, the tenacious trees. We stopped near a tree. A fellow hiker paused as well, staring at the tree. Before long, he reached out to touch the weathered wood and exclaimed, "This tree was living when Jesus lived." Can you imagine that? I thought about those trees. How old were they before the first human ever touched them? How long were they here converting carbon monoxide back into oxygen before the first human breathed in that oxygen? Here was a living tree whose life spanned centuries. I felt in the presence of something holy, enduring, and precious to God. Modern science teaches us that each time we breathe, we inhale billions of oxygen molecules. In fact, these molecules have been entered the lungs of every one of the 150 billion human beings and billions of animals who have ever lived. And the molecules we breathe in now will find their way into all humans and other animals yet to come. Same air, same molecules. This natural physical act reminds us that we exist in a miraculous, interdependent web of life created by God, connecting us to God, to each other, and to all creation, and now and over time. This Lent, let us reflect, discern, and reset our spiritual and moral compasses. Take time to become mindful of your breathing. It will lead you to honor what God has done and embrace God's promise of what is to come. We'll end with a prayer that we all know. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, forever. Amen.